Well, here we go again. Mr. DJ back on Countdown WJJD's Top 40 Tunes of Greater Chicago, the week of July the 9th, 1956. We're going all the way back to the early years of the rock and roll era. Although, you got to understand, particularly if you weren't from the 50s, a lot of the songs that are on the playlist back in the 50s were not rock and roll songs. The rock and roll tunes were working their way into the top 40 playlist. But you got a lot of standards. You got Perry Como charting. You got Pat Boone. He's coming up later in the countdown. Tony Bennett already played something by Tony Bennett. And Tony Martin, Georgia Gibbs, Goji Grant, and at number 15, a Lost 45, a lovely record by the Chordettes. Born to Be With You. They were on the Arthur Godfrey's radio show. They made some regular appearances on his radio show back in the late 40s, early 50s, starting in 49. They recorded some for Columbia Records, but Archie Blair, the musical director of Arthur Godfrey, started his own record label, a historic record label called Cadence. He was later signed to Everly Brothers, bringing the Everly Brothers to the Cadence record label. But in 1953, he signed the Chordettes to his label. Lollipop was a big hit by the Chordettes. It's a standard, and there was Mr. Sandman, in which Archie Blair himself made an appearance. I might be mispronouncing his last name. It's Bleyer, something like that, Archie Blair. But just remember the name and remember this. Just found this out. The person who wrote Born to Be With You, we just heard from him at number 16 rather. Boy, Don Robertson, he wrote this record. The guy who did the Happy Whistler at 1956. He wrote the song Born to Be With You by the Chordettes, covered by Sonny James in the late 60s. His version went to number one on country. Dave Edmunds re-recorded the song back in the early 70s, but it wasn't a big hit for him. Anne Murray covered this song in an album that she put out in 1993. In other words, this song has got staying power, and so do the Chordettes. Number 15 on WJJD survey, Born to Be With You.